So, Dragon Age Veilguard. There was the cinematic trailer, and I was very concerned. It felt like could be some kind of strange multiplayer hero shooter thing. I was really concerned. But then we got this, guys. 20 minutes. 20 minutes where they show gameplay. And like I started watching this, and initially I was thinking, okay, cool. Like at least it's single player. It's like the first part it's on binaries. Obviously, this is an introduction. So this is the reason why maybe there is not much real exploration things you can do. We can see here we will make our character. The style, it's pretty interesting in my opinion. They sized it a bit down the humans. Everything looks a bit more cartoonish. In my opinion, this looks very cool. It looks like Final Fantasy IX. I'm a huge fan of Dragon Age, and to be fair, I played Dragon Age Inquisition, and then I played the first one, and I didn't even finish it. I didn't have time. I just checked the lore, and I know that the first one is an amazing game. A lot of people don't like the second one a lot because it was way too much action, way too action. But in my opinion, Dragon Age Inquisition is one of the best RPGs ever made. I call them team RPGs, and it's one of the few RPGs left where you really have a team. You really feel like you are people you are living in, you are being with, and you grow with. And this, in my opinion, it's very precious. It's at least for me, because it's what RPGs were for me when I was a kid playing the Final Fantasy 8, 9, and then 7, and the others that I played later. And Dragon Age Inquisition felt like that. Felt like having this team of people that live with you, grow with you, cry and laugh with you. And all of them had amazing companion stories, companion quests. And we were all worried about this game, right? And here we see a lot of things that, yes, like the start, it's so, these first cinematic parts. But then we start looking at some choices we can take, some minor one. Later on will appear a pop-up that says that the choices are more important. And we see the gameplay. And I don't know, people think that everything should be turn-based. In my opinion, I don't want to say that's stupid. But I feel like this feels very natural, and like this feels like some kind of Souls-like, a more slow pace and easier to play Souls-like, more RPG than action. Why this is more RPG than action? Because it's very clear that this game, from the pacing and from the help you get while you fight, for example, there are indicators that tell you that you're about to get hit, so that you can very easily dodge. All this series of things make the game more RPG and less skill based. And you can also froze the time to choose action to make, and to choose also what your companions have to do. So you don't directly control them, but it's very similar to Final Fantasy VII Remake, to the recent Final Fantasies, and I think that's great. There are more turn-like options, because you can also manually control way more things. See this indicator here? Essentially tells you when you can dodge. There is even a parry, as you can see. You can even parry, and dodging looks very easy. The dodge is very long. So again, this is not very skill based. There are a lot of things that help you. And the fact that this looks very slow paced makes it way more similar to an RPG, and I'm pretty sure we will be able to do a lot of builds and things like that and it's amazing. So right now, it looks like this game has everything. It has a good combat system that is some similar to a Diablo-like, but without hordes of enemies. Way more controlled. It looks it could be way more strategic. In a lot of this situation, you feel like you think, oh wait, if I position well and I use an AoE spell, I could do a lot of damage to a lot of enemies. We see the main character attacking at close range, then moving back at long range, attacking while charging and even aiming with long range spells. So as you can see, he can stop. Here there is not the line yet, but later we will see a line that says that you can decide what your teammates are about to do, and you can control how aggressive they are, what kind of spells they do, etc., etc. So again, I think what they show right now, it's amazing. It's very good, and for me, that was thinking that this could have been some kind of shitty multiplayer garbage clone of other games. This feels amazing. This really feels amazing. The story starts with Rook. This guy, I think, will be the protagonist, right? And it really looks like a no one. And I think this is amazing because at this point on the story, I don't want to say too much, but the main villain we know about, it's one of the greatest characters like ever created on a story. And this is another amazing thing about Dragon Age Inquisition. Dragon Age essentially is one of the greatest RPG worlds ever. They managed to create something that connects all the things you did. It's like my cat roof in front of the camera. That connects all the things you did from the first game up to the third one. And if you didn't play them, there is a tool called you can try to look for that. Like Dragon Age Keep, I think it's Dragon Age Keep. You can try to look for this thing, and you can create your own story, like you played the game. Oh my god! Even if you didn't, my cat is pressing things on my keyboard, moving around. Even if you didn't, you can create your story, so that you can then decide what will happen in the next game. For example, I used the Keep to start playing Dragon Age Inquisition, and things that I decided just on the website that could have been things I did in Dragon Age 1 and 2 were passed on Dragon Age Inquisition. And it's very possible that this thing will still work here. So the decisions you took on Dragon Age 1, 2, and 3 in Inquisition could pass out on Dragon Age Veilguard. This is fucking crazy. And again, there is a website where you can take these decisions if you didn't play the game. So this is to try to make you understand how huge and massive is the work they put on creating this story that culminates on the main villain of Dragon Age, Veilguard. And that guy is amazing. He's so amazing that if you have time, play Dragon Age Inquisition first. My advice for Dragon Age Inquisition is to just follow the main story and doing the companion stories of the companions you like the most. And you will just follow one of the best, more compelling, personal, loving story ever. It's amazing. You really feel like you're one of them. You really feel like you are meeting and knowing these people and you're growing together. It's an amazing experience that again feels very, very similar to some of the old Final Fantasy games. And that's huge. That's huge because it's something today doesn't exist anymore, essentially. So again, I won't go too much into spoilers. I think I talked a lot already in depth enough about the combat system, the story, and why I think this is a very great work, a promising work. Here we have a boss fight, and I think this boss fight is very cool. In comparison to Dragon Age Inquisition, the first boss fight was kinda gimmicky and brutal, very hard, and here it feels way better. It feels very good to fight this Pride Demon. It has some very cool attacks that you can dodge. Sometimes he plays like some kind of area of effects on the ground. You need to avoid them to stay away from them. So there are very clear indicators that help you fight better without having to worry too much about having too much skill, because again you have a lot of informations, a lot of information that helps you, and the game will probably be very very scalable so that everyone can play even if it's not very good at dodging and things like that. See, there is this red parts that indicates you that you need to move away from there. The Pride Demon is not to, it's not a sponge, because again sometimes it could happen that some enemies are very very tough and they have a lot of HP, but this is not the case. This boss fight looks very very cool. Your companions are working and fighting very actively. You move, you dodge, you attack from close range, from long range, you use skills. It's very dynamic and also feels like a very good RPG fight, action RPG fight. And that's it. I don't want to go further. Last warning. This is one of the greatest RPG series ever. If you want to try this, maybe give it a try to Dragon Age 1 Origins if you like old style isometrical RPGs. If you don't feel like, if you want to play something more modern, more contemporary, and a bit faster, go for Dragon Age Inquisitions. Use Dragon Age Keep. Make your story, reading things on Dragon Age Keep, it's very cool. Then connect your Dragon Age Inquisition account from the game to your Dragon Age Keep, and the things you decide on Dragon Age Keep will be passed out on Dragon Age Inquisition. Play Dragon Age Inquisition. You can follow, again, just the main story plus the companion stories, and the Trespassers DLC that essentially definitely closes all the events before Dragon Age the Veilguard. And you will feel one of the best, most amazing experiences that an RPG will ever be able to give you. This is what I say. For comparison, the story of Baldur's Gate 3 is total garbage in comparison of the story about Dragon Age Inquisition. Like, the story of Baldur's Gate 3, it's a 5 out of 10 at most. Dragon Age Inquisition is the 9.5/10. Like, it's something at the absolute peak of storytelling. So this is the promises that Dragon Age the Veilguard have, and they start to look pretty cool. An enemy that it's something crazy, it's like a god, and the main protagonist that looks like a normal guy. So I'm very very curious to see where the story will go. How you will be able to interact with all those amazing characters like Varric, the guy, the dwarf there. It's a pretty cool legendary warrior essentially at this point. And again, the enemies and other characters are very very cool, amazing characters. So the story already feels very very amazing. I'm no Jake. Thank you for this technical analysis of the gameplay and the story and the promises of Dragon Age Veilguard. Again, I was not really convinced by the first trailer, but this official gameplay reveal trailer, to me, it's a 9 out of 10. Like, for real, amazing. And they also treated the main villain very well, very good, very nicely, because it's like it's depicted here. If you don't want spoilers, don't go too far ahead. Otherwise, just watch, and it's very cool. It's very cool because he's human. It's very human. You can talk with him. He's like that. He really is that guy. I don't want to say more for spoilers. Again, thank you a lot. I wish you the best. I'm no Jack. If you want to follow more analysis, follow my channel and maybe take a look at other contents. You find a lot of them about a lot of things. Bye bye.